Hi, I'm Mara, President of JEF Munich, and we're meeting today Tomáš, the President from JEF Slovakia. First of all, how are you and how do you deal with the situation in your country?
Well, I'm good. Thank you for the question. And I deal with this situation pretty normally because I am at home. I can do everything which I would normally do. So it's pretty good. But I cannot be at the dormitories in Bratislava because they were closed down to be a quarantine center in order to to quarantine some people from the foreign countries. So I can't be on the dormitories, but my university is still going on online, so it's pretty good, I would say.
And what are your opinions on the measures? Like, for example, they've just changed the dormitory in your health care center, and there are like some other measures in Slovakia. And what do you think about them?
Well, overall, I would say the measures are pretty good because we are, I think, the first country in the least deaths in the Europe on the coronavirus. So I would say it's really good. And also there is not so much cases in Slovakia. I think it's maybe 1,400. So it's like really small number. And maybe it is because of these measures. Because, for example, Spain was not able to do some good measures until I think it was like 1 month after the first case, and we actually make some measures. I think it was 2 or 3 days after the first case was found in Slovakia. So for example, we have to cover our face every time we are going out. So I think this is like the most important measure there is. And also, well, overall, I would say we are pretty good right now because of these measures. So that's all I would say.
Yeah, that's the same in Germany. We also have to wear masks now, like in Bavaria. And I think it's quite good, like for the situation. I hope it will help. And what are the preoccupations of the people in your country? So what do you think they are worried the most about?
Well, we have a pretty much of the conspiracy news here in Slovakia. So actually, there are plenty of people who are sharing some sort of conspiracy, some sort of lies about the virus. So I would say the part of Slovakia which is like the more vulnerable to the fake news or to the hoaxes, they are pretty much worried about the virus spread and even created by the USA or by the China or by the Russia and so on, so forth. So there are plenty of people who fear much or whom fear is much more from American side, or I would say they fear that the virus is spread by the USA. Then their fear. This is a really worst thing I would say. So I would try to answer it a different way. They are much more afraid of that virus is spread by America, by China, by Russia, than they are afraid that the virus would kill them. So I would say there is a bigger fear of some different things that of the death, and stuff like this in my country. However, the younger generations, they are afraid of the coming economic crisis, which will lead, which could lead to the poverty and so on. So I would not really say that people are afraid of death so much in Slovakia. Mm-hmm.
And do you have any wishes or expectations of Europe, like as you mentioned, the economic crisis? maybe Europe could help. What do you think about it?
Well, hopefully we would be able to overcome this economic crisis, but this will be hard one or tough one, I would say. Well, European Union can help. There are plenty of ways to help, but I think this virus crisis will lead to the many more hoaxes, to the many more anti-European agenda throughout the Europe, throughout some medias of the Europe, and this will be the challenge for the European Union in the future for me. That European Union really have to again get some trust, because people in Slovakia, for example, I would say less educated people, much more, believe that, for example, China, USA, or Russia is helping us much more than the European Union, which is not true, because when we take a look at the numbers are really saying that European Union send us 2.5 billion of euros, and China just sold some stuff we even sent to the China before the crisis in Slovakia. So they sold it to Slovakia again, and it's like, oh, China is helping and the European Union is not. So I think the big challenge is the hoaxes, fake news, and so on, because these things could really easily change the public opinion of the European population. So not only the economic crisis, but the European Union really would have to fight these things first.
Yeah, but do you even see a chance that something good will derive out of this crisis for the European Union?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's really hard question. In my opinion, it can be something good, which will be derived from this situation. I would say that European Union would focus more on promoting European values, I hope, because the people will be more pragmatic after the crisis. So hopefully European Union would give more money to the better image of the European Union in the eyes of the population in the countries. And also hopefully, for example, some changes in Slovakia for like online education and stuff like this were not moving in the years. And throughout this corona crisis, we have online education really quickly. So this could be like one of the better things which will derive from the corona crisis and from the economic crisis. But also Europe can be stronger if, for example, countries which have euros will be less affected by the economic crisis. So the countries that doesn't have euro, for example, Czech Republic, Hungary, and so on, they will probably or they should be probably pursuing the euros in the future, and they could be also much more points which can lead to the better image of the European Union, or there could be some another good stuff. But I think yes, there could be something good out of this.
Yes. No, I think it's the most important thing to stay positive and to don't give up fighting for the European idea and the European project, because it's so important. As you can see these days, if we help each other, we are doing better. And so yeah, I totally agree also on the point of education. It's like a big step forward for the education in Europe, because now it's like more digital as before. But thank you so much. It was a pleasure. And yeah, we'll stay in touch and stay healthy, stay European.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.